With you, and my daughter's here tonight celebrating her 15th birthday, so she could have been anywhere she wanted, but she said, I'm coming, I'm going to watch you fall flat on your face. And I said, hey, then you're staying at home. She goes, just kidding. So she's a comedian in training right now. But when I was a little kid, my mom said, well, what do you want to be when you're older? And I thought, for a little while, and I want to be a fat lady in a circus. And I thought, you know, they travel all over. I wouldn't get home very often, and there aren't that many circuses, so I thought a little while longer, and then I said, you know, well, maybe I should be a comedian. My dad chimes in, you're not funny, it's just the way your mother dresses you. So I was like, well, from a very young age, I always tried to make people laugh, and sometimes they laughed, and sometimes they just said, you know, you need to just sit down and calm down, you're a little too hyper today. So I try to be funny, and sometimes it works, and even bad humor sometimes can be funny. So when I try and tell some jokes, people think, where did she come up with this? But I have one joke that I know everybody has heard this joke, and you all have heard a different punchline. Why did the chicken cross the road? Have you heard this joke? What do you think the answer is? Okay, anybody else have an idea? Jennifer, what's the answer?
Because they had to go to the bathroom.
And you know why? 5 cups of coffee will do that to you. And I like short hair, and I've always wanted to have really short hair. And then I heard, well, if you cut your hair shorter, it'll take 10 years off of your age. So I thought, well, if I keep cutting my hair this short, pretty soon I'm going to be 6 years old. And sometimes it's led to some problems where people have called me sir, and quite recently it's been very often. So I was walking to my car, I'd been shopping at Kohl's, and this elderly gentleman was sitting in his car, and I'm just walking over to my car, and he goes, young man, young man. Well, I didn't think it was me, so I just kept walking. And then he says, hey you, yeah you, come on over here, come on over here. So I thought, oh, all right, I'll go over, what the heck's wrong with this old guy? So I walk over there, and he's asking me, well, where do you know where this shoe store is? And I thought for a little while, I said, oh yeah, it's over there up on the strip mall area. And he goes, well, thanks, sonny. And I thought, you know, here I am, I'm not flat-chested, and I don't have a beard, and my voice is a little low, but it's not that low, and I was standing like 2 feet away from him, and I thought, you know, if this guy thinks that I'm a young man, maybe I should sit in my car until he drives away, because I don't think he should be driving. It was very amusing, and I told other people, and they go, well, you know, you could grow your hair out longer, and I thought, well, maybe I could, or maybe he could just get better glasses. So, and, you know, and then recently it happened again. A friend of mine and I went over to the Burnsville fight where they were having a fundraiser, and we were sitting at a table having some barbecue ribs and just chatting, and this man who was maybe a few years younger than me, he comes over and he goes, young man, where did you get those lovely barbecued ribs? Well, my friend looked at me, and I looked at her, and we just kind of, here we go again. So I just decided when somebody calls me sir, if they're a man, I call them ma'am. If it's a woman, I call her sir. And then they stop, their face turns red, and they start apologizing, and then I just laugh at them. It's like, you know, a lot of people have short hair. They don't always wear a dress or high heels or anything else, and why can't you just say, hello, how are you, instead of sir or ma'am, or, you know, why do you have to define people? So I've tried to turn it into humor. I don't know if anyone noticed this past Valentine's Day that White Castle was offering reservations for people. They were going to be putting tablecloths on and putting a rose on the table for people that wanted to go there for a dinner. So this little bird saw that in the paper, and she decided she was going to take her girlfriend to White Castle for a romantic dinner. So they went over to White Castle, and they're sitting there, and well, after they got done with dinner, her girlfriend looked at her, and guess what she said? Cheap, cheap. So, that's just one of my few attempts at humor here. And I don't have too much else, but hope everyone has a great evening here, and just dance when the music plays. And Sherry does do requests, so if you think of something you want, by all means, come up and ask her. Thank you very much. Have a great evening.